It's been quite a while since we really came online and shared something exciting with you. While we all been battling with this pandemic, we still are, Adobe dropped a bombshell with their new version of Photoshop 2021. Hello everybody, welcome to Exploring Light and my name is Jasdeep Roy. As I just shared, Adobe has launched their brand new version of Photoshop which is called Photoshop 2021. We are still not in 2021, but Adobe has already launched their 2021 version of Photoshop. Well, Adobe has been creating quite a buzz ever since they came on their creative cloud platform. But this time they have almost dropped a bombshell by introducing a lot of new features involving artificial intelligence and whatnot. So let us dig deep into it, and today I'm going to share top 10 features keeping in mind all of us photographers. The first and the most popular, one of the most popular features is sky replacement. As you can see in this image, though the image is good, the sky is very plain and bland. So if I have to change the sky, I will go to edit and click on sky replacement. It gives me few options which are there and automatically applies them. I can click on this arrow mark and select something which I like. So let's say if this was taken at sunset, I can choose a sunset image, or I can this looks good. Okay, let me just choose this. So look at this. This already looks very exciting, and sun star is already blending into the sky. It looks almost as if original. I can, however, use these kind of controls, which is shift edge and fade edge, sky adjustment. I can adjust the brightness. Let's say I can adjust the brightness, or even I can change the temperature. I can scale it properly. A lot of options are there. And as I say OK, it gives me all those things in form of layers, which I can really adjust. Masking and layers is already created, which I can adjust later on to my liking and to make it appear more real. And let me now show you the second option for the same sky replacement using a landscape image. As you can see, this is one landscape image which is from Ladakh. Again, I'll go to edit and go to sky replacement. It again gives me some options. I can choose. Now this looks okay, but let me choose any different options now. Maybe this. Yeah, this looks more real. Or I can even check this. This is exciting, but I think I'll go with this particular option only. If you feel that it is overlapping or the edges are, it is coming onto the sky, onto the hills, I can actually shift the edge. You see, I will move this slider and I can shift the edge. I can move it and adjust it accordingly to make it more real. If you feel that the light is not coming in the same direction, I can always flip it. So, lot of options are there. I can even adjust the temperature. I can make it more warm. I can make it cooler. Whatever I can actually do. I can actually enhance the foreground also. I can do the color adjustments to make it blend with the sky, the foreground to blend with the sky. Lot of options are there, and as I say okay, it again gives me all those layers and masking options using which I can actually make all the corrections. The second feature, and again one of the most popular features, is skin smoothing. As you can see, I have opened a beauty portrait here, and to smoothen the skin, I'll go into filter and get into neural filters. Now neural filters is a new range of filters introduced by Adobe which work on artificial intelligence. And the first option itself here is skin smoothing. I'll just click it on. It does some internal calculation and gives me the smoothened skin. If I don't like it, I have two controls. Blur is what actually kind of smoothens the skin, but also makes it unreal. So I will minimize this as less as possible, and I will increase the smoothness slider to make it smooth. So this way I am retaining some texture on the skin. I am not making it look unreal. And once I click OK, it again gives me a layer and mask option which I can use to further control the skin texture and the smoothing part. The third feature is Smart Portrait. Now this is very exciting feature. You can do lot of stuff with this. Few of these kind of features in this Smart Portrait do not work as smoothly as they should, but it is very exciting and even at times hilarious as well. You can have a lot of fun using this. As you can see, I've opened a very simple kind of a studio portrait, and to dig deep into what is Smart Portrait, again I'll go into filter, get into neural filter, and this particular thing, this particular Smart Portrait filter is under beta filter, and it's the first one. So once I click this on Smart Portrait, it gives me many options. One is happiness, surprise, anger. It will work on the expressions as well. It will work on the subject, its facial age, gaze, hair thickness, head direction, light direction. It also works on placement of mask. You can do a lot of things, feathering and all. You can do a lot of things. Let us just play around and have some fun here. If I want that this model should look happier than what she is looking now, I can increase this. See what happens. It takes some time because it is working in the cloud. It's still a beta version, so it is working in the cloud. That's why it's taking little more time than normal. But once it finishes, you see what happens. Very interesting, very interesting. I somehow don't really enjoy this kind of processing, but still it's a wonderful thing. Okay, let me not even get into this. Happiness little less, little more surprised or little less surprised, no anger, little less of anger, and let's see what happens. It's already there. Now if I want to change the head direction, let's see what it does. It does take some time. Interesting. If I change it this way, it does mess around somewhere around the neck. So I think Adobe in their next update will work on this, but this is very interesting, very interesting. It gives me a lot of options, and once I say OK, let's see what it does. Again, it gives me layer and mask option which I can use to control different settings that I have implemented on Smart Portrait. Now fourth feature I'm going to talk about is again very interesting, again something to do with neural filters. It is colorizing a subject or the whole image. Basically, if it's a black and white image, you can add color to it. Why would you want that? I don't know. Let's just figure it out. Okay, for this also I have opened one black and white image that I had clicked. I go into filter, continuing with the neural filter. I again come into the beta filter and go into colorize. The moment I click on that, it does some calculation and gives me the colors on the sky as well and the hill. Now I can use all these sliders, cyan, blue, magenta and focus color and all to really control and change the color to make it look more real. And let's see. I'm adding blue, let me add yellow. This looks more real to me than it looked earlier. And once I'm satisfied, I'll say OK. And again it opens up a layer and mask which I can use to control all these settings and make it look more real. The fifth feature is quick actions. To get into quick actions, I'll go to help, Photoshop help. Under that there are few options available, where one is quick actions. Let me click on that. There are 4 different quick actions available. Let me just try with the remove background. I click on that and I apply. As I apply, it does its own calculations in the backend and removes the background. Now it has done some mistake here. I can correct that as well. I'll click on refine, select and mask. Once I do that, I can actually select the area which was not taken care of. Now it is done. If I see on the right hand side, there is a panel which opens up. I can work on the panel, improve the transparency, remember the settings and all that. Refine mode is there. Color aware, object aware, we'll come to that later on as well. Edge detection, I can do everything. I can smoothen it, smoothen the edges, I can feather the edges, I can add contrast, I can do whatever. Once I do click, it gives me the mask, which is using that I can actually make further corrections and fine tuning here. It's a wonderful feature. The sixth feature is all new help panel. We can also call it discover panel. Let us check. I go to help and go to Photoshop help. Let us say I want to sharpen the image. I don't remember how to sharpen the image. I can just type it sharpen and it gives me all the options. I can go to filter and sharpen. There's sharpen tool, smart sharpen, sharpen edges, sharpen more. I can choose all this. If I hover around this, it starts pointing out what to do. Go to filter and sharpen. And it is very, very simple. It makes my life very simple. Let me try something else now. I can say desaturate. Desaturate. It gives me how all I can desaturate this image adjustments, hue saturation, and layer, new adjustment layer. It's a wonderful way to find out any step that you don't remember or that you don't know. The seventh feature I'm going to talk about is select subject in select and mask. It's vastly improved now by Adobe Photoshop. I've opened up an image which has a busy background, and what I can do is I'll go to select and go to select and mask. Under this, I'll click on select subject. So see what it does. The moment I click on this, it will do some calculation and selects it. It has again faltered in this part, which I'll select and do this. Now once let me show you how does it work. I'll go on white here and increase the opacity to 100%. It has done a fairly good job considering that the background was really busy. Now it also has now, in terms of refine mode, it has 2 different engines. One is the color aware, one is the object aware. Let us see how do they work. I'll go to color aware. It somehow does a job, but there is some problem areas now. Once I click on the object aware option, it does a better job. In this case, I would suggest that you try both, but mostly in busy backgrounds, object aware is a better and more precise option. Let me demonstrate this with another example here. I've opened up a studio portrait here. I'll go to select and mask, and click on select subject. It does its own calculation and selects the subject. It does a fairly good job. To understand this, again I am going on white as a background, and when I increase the opacity, see, it has done a fairly good job. It has some problem areas around the hair, and which we can use the refine hair to better it. If I just click on refine hair, it will, see, it does a fairly good job. Hair was dark, background was dark, it has still managed to select the subject almost as good as perfectly accurate. The eighth feature is refine hair. It is almost in continuation to the previous feature, select in select and mask. It continues from that, and let me just show it to you. I go to select, select and mask, and click on select subject. It selects the subject, and let me just take it on white and increase the opacity. Now, if you see here, refinement is not very accurate. I can just click on refine hair and see what happens. This is vastly improved. It does some fabulous job, but in refine mode, there are two options now. In this case, let me check the color aware. You see, it has done a much better job than what it did in the object aware. See, let me again do the object aware. Now let me do the color aware. Color aware, it is doing much better job. So as I said in the previous feature, that if your background is busy, then object aware will work better. If your background is neat and clean, then probably color aware is going to work better. You can further refine it. I can click on this and I can actually increase the circle and refine the edges. You see this? See. It does a fabulous job. The ninth feature is depth aware haze. As the name suggests, it will add haze basis the depth of field in the image. Now it's again a part of the neural filters that we have spoken about earlier. So I have opened up an image with a blurred background. Here I'll go to filter, I'll go to neural filters, and again in beta, I'll go to depth aware haze. I'll on it, it will calculate on its own and will add haze. Since this is on cloud, it will take its own time. It has added haze. As you can see, it has added more haze towards the back. Let me increase the haze and show you. I'm going extreme to highlight what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, you see, it is really, I'm not saying that you do this much, but this is just to show it to you. I can actually increase the warmth in this because it was taken in sunshine, and it will add warmth to the haze here. Once I am done, satisfied, I can click OK, and it gives me the layer here. If I am not happy with this particular part, haze getting added here, if I am not okay with that, then I can add mask to it, and I can actually kind of brush this off this part. So I can brush this off this part, and now this looks much better. Isn't it a beautiful feature? And last feature that I'm going to talk about in this video is pattern preview. Now this gives us wonderful preview while we are creating patterns, so that we can really create seamless patterns at that. Let me show you. I just created one document here. I go to view and I go to pattern preview. Now I just make it smaller so that it's visible what I'm trying to do. I will, let me just create this. Do you see this? Now isn't it beautiful? Let me try something different. Starting from here. It becomes seamless. I can create any pattern that I want and can save it in my patterns folder in Adobe Photoshop. So as you can see, most of the features introduced by Adobe in Photoshop are artificial intelligence related. We might not like them, we might still like them. It all depends upon our bent of mind. But one thing is certain and which nobody can deny is that artificial intelligence is here to stay, and we will continue to see a lot of new aspects being explored in this arena of post-processing. How did you like this video? If you really liked it, please like it and comment with your favorite feature. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notifications first. Until next time, keep exploring light, keep inspiring us with your wonderful images. Bye.